Yo, what's good with you? Back in black with another enlisted video. If you guys are new to the channel and you love shooting games just like me, make sure you aim for that like button and shoot that subscribe button as well. It'll help you find better teammates and improve your skill-based matchmaking. Today what I have for you guys is a flawless gameplay, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering how I pulled that off, considering that this is a game where it's kind of predicated on just throwing as many people at the objective as possible, no matter how many times you die. But I will let you guys know that a lot of this kind of just relies solely on the power of the handy dandy engineer, and I kind of just wanted to showcase that and show that you guys can probably go flawless too if you put your mind to it and just have some good positioning, aim, timing, and you're using the right soldier class. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing you're going to notice is that I put down a lot of rally points in this game. Not that there's a game that I typically don't aim to do these kind of things especially when I'm using an engineer, but the reason that I'm bringing this to your attention as far as going flawless is because you want to have teammates around you constantly. If you're going off on a blank by yourself, eventually the enemy is going to notice you once you take out one or two squads, or drop 10 plus people. They're going to be like, oh, we're dying a lot from this side that nobody is looking at. Let's divert our attention over there. And then at that point, all your blueberries and random teammates will actually have a little more opportunity to get on the point. But what I would actually encourage you to do, just as far as like trying to stay alive and not die at all and recycle your squads in any way, shape, or form, you just want to keep those rally points coming up so you actually have a bunch of actual teammates and AI that are kind of around you. That way you won't necessarily be singled out and targeted by the enemy team. Therefore, you will be able to survive longer and go on these flawless games like I'm doing right now. Another point that I kind of wanted to bring to your attention is obviously the use of semi-autos, the SVT-40 in particular. This is probably one of the best guns. I mean, the only exception that I could really think of that would make me put down a semi-automatic rifle is the Lee Enfield, and unfortunately I can only see that on the Tunisia campaign, so whatever, I'll let it slide. Now, hear me out. I know what you're thinking. A lot of you are probably like, why would I want to prioritize having a semi-automatic rifle over a submachine gun like a PPSH or a machine gun like a Browning or a MG42? Well, first of all, engineers can't really even get those unless you find one on the ground and pick it up. At that point, you'll probably be a monster. But the reason that is most important to have the semi-automatic rifles is because, one, grenade launchers are fucking horrible. They need to buff those. I don't know how many times I need to say it for how many videos, but you need to bring those grenade launchers back to how they were when you first put them in the game. They were so much better. Same thing with the shotguns. The shotguns were way better too, but neither here nor there. As far as the semi-automatic rifles are concerned, they're good because they have that versatility in them. They got that dog in them, if you know what I'm saying. You can use them, especially I'm mostly talking about the SVT because that's what I use for the most part in this video. You can use it at long range because it has that range and capability to actually one-hit people or two-hit people across the map. The reason that I praise it so much is because it actually has a lot of viability in close range as well. There's a lot of situations in this game where I run into like 3 or 4 people, whereas normally I would die if I had a bolt action rifle, or unless I was like right next to a corner where I could like shoot and run behind the corner, do the little rechambering, then pop back out and shoot again. But with the semi-automatic rifle, it gives me the ability to spam in the rare event that I actually need to. So if you run into a situation where you round a corner and there's like 4 or 5 people just looking at you and you're like, oh, you can kind of just unload the clip, for lack of better words, which you're not going to be able to do that with a bolt action rifle, which is the only other thing that not radio men, engineers would get for the most part. And all that being said, this is another aspect of it, why it's great being an engineer. And while I was able to keep my survivability up for so long, I also built this MG nest, which I guess is only an ability that is particular to engineers in the machine gun squad, but neither here nor there. As you can see, it's working out in my favor. As far as me like playing back and setting up this machine gun in an offensive way or an offensive manner to support my team while they attack the objective from the back or the other side. I'm basically just on the flank watching to make sure the enemy cannot counter-attack, for lack of better words, and reinforce the point, which again is another one of those rare points where I would normally recommend not using a heavy MG nest. But like I said, this is another one of those occasions where it works out in my favor and helps me further my flawless kill streak. And not only that, if I wasn't using the machine gun, the other thing that I would be doing is building ammo boxes so I could continue to, you know, one-hit people with the SVT at a good distance. And again, you see me over here building the rally point, so I'm not attacking from this flank by myself. I don't think my team actually uses it that much this way on this point, but neither here nor there. See a bunch of enemies round the corner. I dispatched them quickly due to the semi-automatic capability that I was talking about earlier. Like I said, this will be useful to you at long, medium, and close range, which I don't want to say is better than machine guns or anything like that, but again, I think I would rather have that for my engineer, because machine guns make you run super slow. And I mean, like, if I was playing defense, that would be a cool thing, but considering that I'm attacking right now and I want to have as much speed as possible for, you know, running off on the flank and getting those rally points up for my team, then, you know, I guess I'd rather have the semi-automatic rifle, for lack of better words. And you see, this is another example of me using it at close range to good effect. Bow action rifles would not really be doing me any justice in this situation whatsoever. Yeah, they have a lot more one-hitting capability, but you know, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, unless you're playing defense or you're just trying to focus on long-range engagements, I don't really see the pros outweighing the pros for using semi-automatic rifles instead. So do with that information which you will. And again, yeah, like essentially what I'm doing this game is I'm kind of just sticking off to the side as much as possible while the rest of my team kind of pushes in a bulk or a mass towards the objective. That way, the Germans that I'm fighting will mostly be focused on that and the tank that I am also defending. Like, I saved this guy's life at least like 2 or 3 times this game, but neither. You see that they're trying to flank it, and it's like, oh no, can't do that because I'm flanking too, buddy. You know that meme where they're like, when you meet the one guy on the other team that decides to flank, except that I'm the guy with better aim, so it's unfortunate for him. But yeah, I mean, the rest of the game is pretty cut and dry. Essentially what I do from this point is I hang back and I pop as many people as I can trying to run to the objective until I run out of ammo. Unfortunately, what happened towards this point is that I ran out of building materials for my dude, so I didn't really have, you know, an opportunity or any you know, capabilities to, you know, refill my ammo. Luckily there was one random dude that placed the ammo crate all the way back on the previous point that we just came from, so I was able to go run back to that and resupply. For that reason, I think that was I would say that's why I didn't come in first place. That and the fact that tanks have the ability to just get an abundance of points or an abundance of assists, just, you know, for the one person that they killed, it'll count as like 5 assists because there's 5 people in the tank, which is kind of dumb to me, but neither here nor there. Like I said, you see, man, I'm just holding them off, and this hanging back is actually kind of working out in my favor. Not that I wasn't playing the objective at all, it's just that because I wasn't like right in the center of it, it gave me the ability to see where the enemy was trying to counter flank from every time, and I was able to dispatch them easily with the power of, again, the semi-automatic rifles. And you know, like I said, the reason that I even bring this video to your attention is just to show off the capability of engineers in general, or how much survivability that you can have when you know how to use this class to its maximum potential. The only thing that really holds it back is when it runs out of building materials, which if you can get the perk for the engineer that gives you extra building materials and extra build speed, you're pretty much unstoppable. And you know, the ability for you to have these kind of flawless games where you don't die or at all is actually, you know, very much possible and very plentiful as far as the chances are concerned. So, you know, like I said, I think this is a pretty outstanding gameplay in my personal opinion. The only thing that really took the cherry off of the cake for me was the fact that I did not come in first place. But what can you do? I don't know, them tanks be getting hella points at, and he wasn't a bad tanker. I felt very good supporting him, and I have no gripes about it. I'm not going to complain. This team was actually really good. But hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Hope you enjoyed what you've seen. If you did, don't forget to aim for that like button, shoot that subscribe button as well. Help you find better teammates, improve your skill-based matchmaking, and Black Guy out.